This was a terrible idea for so many reasons. Let me explain over the course of this video why I thought it was okay and why I still chose to do it. But first off, Delilah wasn't just scared. She had a condition that restricted her breathing, so using a slip lead was the worst possible choice. And on top of that, she was the most terrified dog I'd ever encountered, which made her journey from fear to trust one of the most rewarding I've ever experienced. Delilah had no interest in coming near me, not even for premium sausage. Every time I tried to lure her inside with it, she outsmarted me completely. I wanted her to choose me, but she avoided me at all costs.
Delilah.
Just look at how terrified she is of me. It was a very slow process with lots of setbacks. I'd think I'd earned her trust, and the next day she'd be growling at me again. But it would all be worth it. She wasn't just scared of me, she was scared of pretty much everything. Or more specifically, humans. After days of patience, I could finally get her to peek out of her hiding spot and trust me just that tiny bit. But again, I hit a roadblock. She just wasn't learning to love me with the amount she was exposing herself to me. I'd think progress had been made, and then I'd see her scurrying away from me with complete and utter fear in her eyes,
fading deeper and deeper into the shadows where I couldn't follow.
To her, it wasn't just a hiding spot, it was her last shred of safety. Little by little, I was able to notice a pattern. Every bit of energy I put into earning her trust eventually came back to me. It just took time. Later, you'll see how not only she chose to come inside, but learned to rest by my side. From day one, I was reading her body language loud and clear. Stiff posture, worried eyes. The growl was a bit of a giveaway. This was pure survival level instinct. How could I possibly get her tail wagging around me? This dog has been through more than most of us can imagine. The beautiful part was that all she needs is time, attention, and of course sausage. The heartbreaking part? It wasn't her fault. Her fear was a mirror of her environment, a reflection of neglect. But I knew how trust wasn't impossible. All she needed was time, attention, and of course, sausages. Another secret to Delilah's transformation was simply trying to perceive the world as she does. In other words, you can consider her hyper-powered hearing, her supercharged snout, and her comparatively puny perspective down on the floor, with us towering over them.
Good girl.
When I did eventually get her inside, I tried to give us every advantage in helping her feel safe. I needed to give her more energy, love, and understanding than anyone ever had before, causing her more recent positive experience to begin to outweigh her long-term experience. I needed to lock in as many positive experiences with me as I could. Another bad idea, but I decided I should pick her up so she could fully understand that I was in control on a pretty visceral level, keeping her feeling safe and secure in the process.
Delilah. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Delilah. There you go. There you go. One time. I'm done. Good girl.
The sounds of her snores were blissful music to my ears. This is all going to make more sense if I fill you in on her background. She'd been abandoned in the pouring rain with her 5 puppies, doing everything she could to keep them safe. Her pups had all been adopted, but Delilah was left behind. I was able to crawl into her doghouse and attach a harness around her midriff and gently guide her out. The lead was actively making it worse, and I was supposed to be the good guy. We also found out she'd been shot by an air rifle. With this in mind, I I discovered that Delilah was actually one of the strongest dogs I have ever met, despite her condition. And all this explains why it was worth me potentially getting bitten by a rogue Corgi.
Good girl. You can do it, babes. Come on. Good girl, good girl. So clever. Come on. Come on, Mrs. Brave Girl. Oh, darling, it's okay. It's okay, promise. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, darling. It's okay.
The tail wag hit like crack. The first sunny day in spring, crisp, fresh air. Underneath her pained exterior was one of the most perfect companions. Watching tiny cracks in her shell as she ticked off tiny milestones each day was like a drug to me. Treating her to a head massage after a tough day became my go-to therapy. The way she leaned into my hands felt like a gift. Underneath all that fear and pain, she was one of the sweetest, most perfect companions I'd ever known. She growled at me once, but I didn't listen. And because of that, I got to see the real Delilah, the brave, resilient dog hiding beneath all her fear. Yes, I risked getting bitten by a rogue Corgi. Yes, I used bad strategies like slip leads and sausage trails that didn't work, but I knew there was something underneath her fear, a perfect companion waiting to come out. The first time her tail wagged, it was like the first sunny day after a long winter. She reminded me how beautiful patience and trust can be, proving that all of this was worth it. Would you have done the same? Let me know in the comments below. Sometimes helping an animal means pushing them gently out of their comfort zone. Or would you have waited for her to come to you? Delilah's story is proof that even the most broken creatures can heal with the right balance of patience, persistence, and love.